level as he beat him in a unanimous decision, comfortably taking Jamahal Hill out in that fight. And I just feel like that actually was a really solid card, but the main event was quite, yeah, not boring, but I was on the edge of my seat for most of the main event. But I just felt Khalil Rountree was just leg kicking and running sometimes, and then the last minute of the round, he would just circle the cage. There were some good exchanges in this fight, though. This was actually a really good card. Rafael Fiziev picked up a win. Curtis Blades picked up a win. And literally one of the best fights I have ever seen. Nicholas Moto versus Nazmin, I think his name was Zakov. Oh my god, that was honestly one of the greatest scraps you will ever see. On a fight night as well. It was absolutely electric, that fight. Curtis Blades. So Curtis Blades picked up a decision that was quite questionable. It was a split decision win. I was leaning towards Curtis Blades. But then again, he didn't really do much in the third. The first round was his, and the second round he lost. I just feel like in the third he did a little bit more. I feel like the man was gassed out. I feel like Curtis Blades didn't really get going with his striking that much. I feel like Blades just didn't really get going with his striking, and then Kunev just kind of... He had decent enough hands. Kunev had decent enough hands. The third round was quite close. I feel like the third round was quite actually close, but Blades just I feel like the third round was actually quite close, but Blades just did a little bit more, especially holding him up against the cage. Landed some more strikes as well. It was a split decision. So I actually will give it to Curtis Blades on that one. But it was quite close. You could probably give it the other way, since damage is the name of the game. Then Rafael Fiziev happened. Rafael Fiziev played, I feel like Fiziev played the perfect game plan coming off a loss against a striker like that, who's really stylistically friendly, who's really spinny shit. This guy just threw wheel kicks. He just threw wheel kicks. Okay, that's only going to get you so far, especially against lower competition. But when you're fighting someone against Fiziev, who's got such good striking, who does that shit as well, who knows what to look out for. Fiziev was dodging every single one of those strikes. He picked them apart at range. Fiziev just played the perfect game plan. Even shot a takedown as well, getting some of the grappling in there as well. I thought Fiziev did quite well. Coming off that Justin Gaethje loss as well, I feel like Fiziev was kind of on the back foot a little bit. He really needs to get a win here, and he did. And he did in the perfect way. He didn't play it, he didn't do anything stupid. Played it safe. Fiziev played it safe. He made sure when to get in and out of the pocket. And I just thought it was a good performance from Fiziev, he did well. I would like to see Fiziev versus the winner of Moicano versus Dariush. Especially if it's Dariush, he chinned Moicano before, so that's not exactly at the top of my list to see, if I'm being honest. Beneil Dariush should be a stylistically fun and friendly fight. Who knows though? Arman Tsarukyan's up there, but he's definitely not going to fight Fiziev. But still, that could be a good fight to fight. Maybe even see Fiziev versus Dan Hooker. I mean, not necessarily mad at seeing Fiziev versus Dan Hooker either. I think that would be a good scrap. There's options for Fiziev. There's options for sure for Fiziev. He just did well coming back off that Gaethje loss. He just played the perfect fight, if I'm being honest with you. It was a good one. It was a good one from Fiziev. The main event, Khalil Rountree just danced around Jamahal Hill. This is an instant reaction video, so that's why it's not too long. I feel like he just danced around him. I'm going to be talking about all these on Matchmaker Monday anyway, but he just danced around him. Hill really didn't have much for him in the striking at all. Jamahal Hill's boxing was elite, but he just had nothing for Khalil Rountree in that fight, if I'm being honest. And Rountree picked his shots well. He dropped Hill 3 times, twice in one round. Jamahal Hill is just not as good as I thought. I think that's something I need to accept as a fan, that Jamahal Hill is just not as good as I thought. And he had moments, but they were so far few. Rountree had way more moments. I thought Khalil Rountree is going to have the massive advantage in the kicking. Jamahal Hill's going to have massive advantage in the boxing. As much as Rountree dropped them, I feel like, let's literally see it on screen here, I feel like Hill just didn't put himself in positions to give himself best opportunity to find the shots. He just stayed at range. He played Rountree's game, and Rountree's just going to do it. it was a good card, very good card. Really enjoyed it. Like, subscribe, all that good shit, and thanks for watching.